Hey guys, welcome back to Zakari Hikari. My name is Zach, and here we discuss everything related to conscious manifestation, consciousness, manifestation, higher consciousness, Neville Goddard, the law of assumption, all that good stuff. All right, I got a really exciting video for you guys today. It's quite inspired. But before we start, if you guys want to work with me, all my information's down below. As you know, I have recently, as of this video being posted, maybe not as recently, but I recently started the texting membership. It's been filling up pretty fast. I'm going to limit it to only a few or maybe a couple more spots, just because my time is also quite limited. So we'll see that. If you guys want to work with me in that way, please, feel free to reach out, and all my information is on the site below. So I wanted to speak to you guys today about, one client came to me recently, and this is something that I've seen pretty often within my coaching and just in the community in general. Okay. We start consciously putting our awareness on our desired reality. We start shifting and embodying and really seeing within imagination and putting more of our focus on that new state of awareness of the wish fulfilled. But then we see the opposite show up. All right. Now, I like to call this, and I was talking to my client recently. She called me. We had a call, I think, back in August, and I gave her some pointers, and I was really trying to explain to her, listen, it's not about the SP. It's about you. Who are you being? Okay. And she works in, psychology. I think she's a psychiatrist or a psychologist, one of the two. So her rational mind really tries to keep her within identifying and, trying to figure out and analyzing with the rational mind and trying to, understand, well, how can I get from here to here if this is what I perceived happened? Okay, and I'm going to do another video on time coming up as well, and how it doesn't matter and what time really is and why it's malleable. But for the sake of this video, okay, and I had seen this with a few clients, because the clients who get it, right, they put their foot down within reality as reality, and they understand that they are reality. But when things start to go a little bit wonky, because remember, your entire 3D experience, if you haven't seen my video explaining what the 3D is, it's based on quantum light particles that are reflecting back to you based on like a mathematical equation where you are an awareness at all times. So as those particles are being held up in place, when you take your awareness off of one reality that you've been aware of, or one state or self-concept or identity that you've been aware of for all this time, and you start to put your focus on this new state of being, things can look a little bit wonky, okay? But it's in those moments, who are you choosing to be, regardless of whatever circumstance you're seeing out there, okay? Now, here's what I want to explain to you guys. Because when you see an opposite circumstance, that moment you give meaning to all reality, all of it. Everything's coming outside of you. And if you say something is the way it is and you give it that meaning, then that is what you are going to literally move into that reality, because everything is reflecting where you are in awareness from moment to moment to moment. Who are you aware of being? The state that you're identified with. But remember, everything is coming outside of you. So if you shift one aspect of awareness within that aspect of your world, you then shift to a reality where everything else might look the same, but that one thing now has shifted. Because remember, you shifted your awareness on that specific point. But if you give it a positive meaning and you understand what it is and you stay firm within your decision of this is who you are, regardless of any thoughts, feelings, inner, outer, whatever circumstances you're seeing, and you just keep lighting up your end, you keep understanding that it's all within you. And when you start embodying that through your awareness, through your imagination, understanding that you are the law, you are everything, that's when you start to see things shift around in favor in your 3D. You move to a more desired reality that is more in line with where your awareness is now on the wish fulfilled, or whoever it is you want to be, whether it's SP, money, health, whatever it is. But the whole point of states is you have to understand you're not stuck in a state. You are the I am awareness behind all of it. Another video that's good for you guys to check out is my levels of consciousness video. It was one of the earlier videos I did, and I'll probably do another video on that soon. But what I want you guys to understand is that you are the I am awareness behind all the states, choosing which character, which avatar you're going to go into next. It's all you. It's you choosing from your awareness as reality where you're going to go. You're never stuck in a state. A state might seem very familiar to you because it's been rehearsed. It's all you know. You might feel like you are literally stuck in a state. So then when we start trying to affirm and we start trying to go from that 3D, trying to change this one reality that we're stuck in or change this one movie, you get more stuck. And then you get you what I call the manifesting quicksand trap. Because what happens is you're trying to battle within a state and you're trying to move from this state from non-fulfillment to fulfillment and get over here, but you're still aware of being in this current state and you haven't fully bought the pearl of great price by Neville Goddard. You haven't fully accepted the fact that you are reality. So you start to see the illusion challenging you or see things pop up in your awareness that you don't necessarily want to be aware of. And then you give that power and you say, well, I started putting my awareness here, but I saw this. So you move to a more undesired reality. But then once you get to that film script, to that reality, to that movie, then you see something even more unwanted. So you give it another unwanted meaning, and then you move to a more undesired reality, and then you do it again and do it again, and then all of a sudden months go by and you've been trying to manifest or be aware or change your consciousness, whatever you want to call it, and then you're like, oh my God, my whole life is falling apart, nothing's working. And then you say, well, I don't believe in the law. I know something in me knows that this law is real. I've manifested things before, but for some reason it's that one thing that I can't manifest. And my question to you is, well, what state are you really occupying? Because it's all about who you're being in the state of consciousness that you are fused with. And if you can't figure that out by yourself, which sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, we're all here to really see for each other. If you need help with that, reach out and I can I can help you or find another coach that you feel comfortable with, whatever. But you need to understand where your awareness is and how that is reflecting who you are being. And then from that point of who you are being, you need to shift and you start giving positive meaning to everything, regardless of what it looks like. Because when you do that and you remain unfazed by the circumstances, you will then start to shift to either immediately, really, instant manifestation is just where are you in consciousness? Where you are in consciousness is where you instantly are. And then the 3D will start to reform around who you're being now. Okay, so I wanted to illustrate this. We haven't broken out the whiteboard in a while, but here is, actually that's probably way too big. If I'm trying to make a point, I don't need to do a, stick with me guys. All right, so here is you, okay? This is you. We're not in one life I was an art major, but that's been a long time. We're not doing that right now. So actually we're not going to put a happy or any emotion on this face. It's just a regular little dude, okay? Now, let's say you're trying to manifest or move to a reality with your desired life over here, okay? Up here. This is you. This is one film role, one movie, whatever you want to call it, okay? When you start imagining and you start lighting up this scene. So you start seeing in your imagination, you start embodying it, you start feeling it real, you start to really enter into, and slowly you start to maintain the wish fulfilled, okay? But let's say in the 3D reality movie that you're on right now, okay, this is where you are. A circumstance, any type of circumstance, whether it's outer, inner, whatever, we'll just put, a little frowny face and, this person's all upset and, little things are happening over here and, we're just going with it, okay? But you start to encounter a circumstance here. So your thoughts, you become aware of this circumstance, okay? So your thoughts, then you stop lighting up this scene over here and you start putting your awareness on this scene over here. So now you have shifted your awareness to be aware of and be the person who is now experiencing and giving power to this. So what happens is instead of going to this reality, the arrow circles around, and now you go to this reality over here, where this situation is now what your reality is. So now you're over here. You literally move to this more unwanted reality. But then from this reality, you then see another unwanted circumstance down here. Because you've already given a negative meaning to that circumstance, so you moved here, and this film roll, this movie, whatever you want to call it, has its own negative circumstances. So you move here, and then you see something again that's more negative, so you move to an even more negative reality. And then you move to an even more negative reality. You move to an even more negative reality, and it just goes on and on and on. And people will say, well, I tried manifesting. I tried putting my awareness. I tried affirming. I did this. I had a client the other day. She literally said that she had affirmed for her self-concept mainly and did 10% on the SP. The SP came in hot. Everything was perfect. But then she put her awareness back on the old story because something had triggered her that was literally nothing. It was nothing, but because of that self-concept that she was fused with, that state that she was in, she was not being mindful of who she was in that moment, and she took her thoughts and then put it on that old state again. So even though she was starting to move into that desired state up here, because she shifted her focus back to whatever was going on here, she then shifted back. And then she shifted back, and then she shifted back. And then all of a sudden she woke up and she said, you know what? I know this is real because the SP came in. Everything was working perfectly. He was telling me everything I wanted to hear. Everything was lovely. But then I started being aware of the opposite again for whatever reason. And that was because that really came from the self-concept that she was aware of it, but she wasn't really seeing where it came from. And I started to work with her and we helped her kind of shift that. Because remember, it's not a healing process. This doesn't have to be this long drawn out process. It's becoming aware of the state that you are actually fused in, taking on the real identity of your I am awareness behind all states, letting the state kind of like melt away. You become like in Star Wars, Han Solo, I just thought of this right now, but when he was frozen in the kryptonite, that's Carbonite, I think. Kryptonite is Superman. Carbonite, when he was when Jabba the Hutt in Revenge of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, sorry, my mind is... in Return of the Jedi, Han Solo, when he fell out of that block, right? When Princess Leia came and she was in disguise and he was all watery and whatever, that's what it feels like. You're literally, you're letting yourself separate from a jello mold of a state. When you try to fight the state, you get more stuck in that state. You're fighting in quicksand. And you're trying to affirm the opposite, but in reality, you're being aware of this thing over here because you're not fully buying the pearl, understanding that you are reality and nothing out here matters. Nothing can touch you. Nothing can affect you. You could literally be seeing the complete opposite of what is your desired end. But if you're in here and the more you go into that and the more you stay in your knowledge of knowing you are reality and you're embodying and you're lighting up your end and you're staying in your wish fulfilled, you're going to have to see that out pictured because it is law. But you have to stay there and you can't be wavering back and forth. You can't be hot and cold because when you're hot and cold with your awareness, all you're doing is going between realities and you're getting hot and cold results because that's who you're being. You're being hot and cold with yourself, guys. Remember, this is a self journey. This is all about you. It's all coming from within you. You need to identify somehow who you're really conscious of being. And if you go into the comments and you start commenting, well, my SP did this, or this happened with the job, or that, you're still not getting it. And I'm not blaming, right? I'm not saying, okay, well, it's your fault. You had your awareness on this and now you're fucked. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's taking total responsibility because everything in your life was once assumed by you. And you might not have assumed the exact situation, right? You might not have assumed that exact circumstance, but what were your assumptions regarding that topic in general? What were your assumptions regarding yourself in general? What situations did you go through up until now from that one linear 3D past that you think you experienced, that you think was the only one that you've had? What was that experience like that formed that consciousness back here that you keep out picturing the same situations over and over and over again. Because remember, guys, it's not about anything but you. Life is happening through you and as you, not to you. It's not. And once you understand that, and you are the sole thinker of your reality, you're the sole observer, you are the sole light that is putting all your awareness and giving life to all the infinite states. You're just putting your awareness on it. It is you. Remember, the people, the circumstances, the thoughts, the feelings, all of these things are automatic effects of the state that you are fused with. You don't go out fighting effects. You change the root cause and the effects automatically change. But most of you guys are affirming and putting so much effort on the thing out there that you might get that thing. And I used to hear coaches say this all the time, and I was like, oh, well, fuck that. I don't blah, 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 blah. And I tried to like rationalize and be like, well, I don't need to work on who I am being. I can still have the thing that I want without having to choose your identity. Wrong, guys. You can't, because the effects are automatically reflecting who you are conscious of being. And once you identify who that identity is, who that is in totality, and you start consciously rehearsing, you start consciously embodying, putting your awareness on it, whatever way that looks for you. And if for the people who are about to comment, well, how do you do that? Guys, I can't tell you how. It's a you. It's a you process. It is you. Whatever works for you. All the processes and techniques are powerful, but you are the process and technique. You are reality. It's all you. So find what works for you. If you need help and suggestions, and we can talk about what you've been doing and what's not been doing, I can try to guide you and give you a little bit. I mean, you can see the successes in the community tab. People are getting it. But again, they're understanding it's not about what's out here. Know yourself, and then you will be known. Know who you are, and everything will be added onto you, because you are the kingdom. Everything is coming outside of you, through you, and as you. You don't need to fight. You don't need to struggle. You don't need to get stuck in that manifesting trap trying to find out what's going on. You just have to put your awareness on reality, as reality, on your desired reality, and stand firm in your conviction no matter what. But again, I understand it, guys. We are having the human experience. Rama just came in and he's sounds like Darth Vader. Let me, hey, BBs, say hi. Say hi. Hi. His breathing, I've had it checked out at the vet. They said it's the breed, it's normal, whatever. But he always sounds like Darth Vader coming in. He's like, ah. It's kind of funny. I understand how difficult it can be, okay? I understand, because the 3D is trying to tempt you. It's trying to drag you back in. It always will. That's why I've also seen comments where people say, well, if I'm just aware that the news, it doesn't matter and whatever else, I can still look at the news and not be affected. Like, yeah, but no. Even Neville talked about it's a slippery slope, because it only takes one thing to get into your awareness and trigger you to start giving your power back to the outside reality, and then going back to that victim state of consciousness, thinking you're a victim and not the chooser of your entire life. Or if you want to call it the creator. But really, you're not creating everything, because creation's finished. You're creating the 3D experience of already manifested potential realities that you're just putting your awareness on and then lighting up and entering into that reality. Okay? But the question's always going to come back to, who are you conscious of being in those moments, and what meaning are you giving to reality? Are you stuck in the manifesting trap, or are you just completely calm like a cucumber, understanding everything's coming out of you, through you, as you, and you're just like, you know what? I'm done with this version of me. I'm done being this version of me. This is the reality that I want. This is the identity that comes with that reality. And that's where I'm going to put my awareness on now. Who are you being from moment to moment to moment? This is a self journey. It is specific to you. Okay, again, I know I did the video that's probably going to be quite controversial on affirmation tapes, because, yeah, they can work for some people, they don't work for some people, but it's where are you in awareness, and are those affirmations you're listening to even targeting the core issues that you have? And oftentimes, the way the mind works, it tries to protect you from that drama and trauma, and doesn't want you to actually understand where that's coming from and how these things connect. Like I talk to you guys and like within 5 seconds, it's like how, and I it's all out of love, right? I'm here to help you guys, but sometimes it's like so obvious where your awareness is based on past patterns, but you're thinking it's something completely different when it's like, guys, it's right here. I talked to 2 people in the last 2 days and they literally were like, mouths dropped. They're like, oh my God, I didn't even put that together. I've been thinking this the whole time. Yeah. And then once you understand who you are, you make the decision, the determined, you decide that you're going to keep choosing again from moment to moment to moment. Okay? So don't get stuck in the manifesting trap. Keep your awareness on where you want to be no matter what. Keep your course set and just know you are there now. You will experience it, but you are there now and you're not giving any effort or attention or importance to out there. Okay? All right. So that's it for today. Guys, if you want to work with me again, all my information is down below. You guys have been amazing. I just love talking to you guys. It's been amazing. That's all I can say. The texting has been something that's just been really, really fun. I get to really connect with you guys on a deeper level. I get to help you guys through those like little moments that you're going through. And that's been something that's been really fun for me. Time-wise, I'm still figuring out how to balance everything. But you know what? Within this year, we're going to be doing this full time. I'm just waiting for when I feel like I want to make that full shift. It'll all happen when it wants to happen, when I want it to happen, right? All right. So anyways, guys, thank you. I'll be back with a new video soon. I love you, and I will see you guys soon. All right. Bye.